Hey, Plywood, how's it going? And you're right, anytime you could be Batman, you need to be Batman. Can you hear me okay? Why not be Batman if you can't be anybody else? Flex shaft popped off and getting it put back on. There we go. How's your morning going? Hopefully it's going well for you. That was a pretty good live last night with Mike. I enjoyed that. How'd you like it? Mike's a good guy. Hey Matthew, how's it going? Oh, I'm glad to see you guys are here. That's awesome. I am finishing up, putting the finishing touches on Dot's carving. That is my goal for today. Billy, how you doing? Is to get this done so I can mail it out next week and get it to her. Still a little chilly here, but I'm all right with that. I am completely fine with that. So awesome. Billy, Plywood, Matthew, thank you guys for being here. If you haven't, hit that like button. And if you can hear me good, just say so. That way I know. I've got this almost done on the front and on the side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a little bit of bark work on this side. I'm going to put a heart in here. That's going to be kind of my trademark on these carvings, is a heart, because they're made with love. So that's what we're going to do. And that's what I'm going to work on right now. As soon as I can get my pedal. There we go. Hey, Miss Francis, how you doing today? Yeah, I'll show the windows again, Matthew. I wanted to go pretty deep on them, and I don't know if you can tell, but I took a T-burr and undercut in here, so it gives it a little bit more depth. Did the same thing with the door. Took the T-burr and undercut everything, which I think really, really makes it stand out, and it gives separation from the wood. So I like that, and thank you. Miss Francis, how are you doing? guys having a good weekend? I'm doing fine, Miss Francis. I really can't complain. Things are going well. The weather's starting to break here in Michigan. I'm able to get back out and then get some creative juices flowing, man. It's been a rough winter. You guys have probably heard this already, but January was the longest year I've had so far. That's a pretty long month. Pretty long and pretty cold. Without a doubt. But we've had some really nice days here lately. 98% of the snow is gone, melted. That makes me happy. There's rumors that we may get more snow. Which, I mean, it's Michigan. We're gonna get snow. Just a matter of how much. Hey Roy, how you doing? Roy, I'm doing well. How about yourself? Yeah, we're not out of the woods yet for the snow. I'm sure you're not either. The weather is going to be the weather. And, Michigan is fairly bipolar when it comes to snow. I mean, we had 60-degree weather the other day. And, believe it or not, it was quite funny. We had a thunderstorm Thursday that produced hail, thunder, lightning, and huge rain. Hey Vincent, how you doing, sir? Van Lot, how you doing, my friend? Wow, thank you guys for being here today. That's awesome. I just decided to go live at the last minute, and it's really cool that you guys are hanging out. For those that missed it, Vincent, Plywood, Rusty, and myself last night were on the live with Micah's Making Stuff, and that was a good time. I enjoyed myself quite a bit. I think everybody had a good time. Hey Suzanne, how you doing? Thank you guys for being here. If you haven't yet, smash that like button, please. I appreciate every single one of you guys and girls. Ladies and gentlemen. I turned my bits around. I couldn't find the ones that I was wanting. So how's the camera view? I'm trying to do it a little bit where you can see me more and the carving. And I'm just trying to figure out how it's turning out on you guys. Or should I eliminate me and get more work at on what I'm carving? Alright, so I got the heart carved out and fairly deep. I like that. I'm liking getting deep into this wood. I just think it makes it look so much better. And I think Matthew mentioned it earlier. The depth of the windows, I'll show you guys. The depth on the windows and the doors just gives it a little bit of character. You can see right here, I did go through, but it's all right. And then there's the side windows. Got the heart up there. And I'm gonna do just a little bit of bark work to it. But now, like everything else, I am going to take my T-burr and undercut inside this heart. Thank you, Miss Francis. Because I just love the undercut look. Love it. It puts separation from the wood and gives different shadows when light hits it. And it just makes it a little bit more dramatic. Could just be me. But that is my preference. So did you guys catch the live Thursday night? How did you like, if you did, how did you like the dual streams? It was fun for Rusty and I. It was a good time. The hardest thing we have to figure out is the chat situation. Because it was kind of hard keeping up with chat on the vertical stream and the horizontal stream, but that's easily fixed. Vincent taken off? Awesome, Vinny. Looking forward to it. And make sure you send me your email, the email with your phone number, so we can get you on the live. Land Labor 90, thank you for being here. How are you doing? Awesome. Part's coming out pretty cool. I am doing well, my friend, and it sounds like everybody in chat's doing good also. So that's great. It's an awesome Saturday, and I'm loving it. Trying to figure out which bit I want to go with. I think I'm going to go with this one. Go. You know what? I'm going to go with the fine cone burr or flame burr. So I want to clean up what I undercut. Got to help my mom today and then back in the shop. Love you guys and girls. Peace. See you, Vinny. Yeah, Mike was making stuff. Had a pretty cool live last night. Had a good time. I think everybody did. Get this cleaned up inside of here. Flatten it out a little bit. Nice. I know I say this all the time, but I love these fine burrs. They make the little bit of detail that you put into these stand out, because I'm able to round over these edges without chunking out a lot more wood. And I love that. And if you're watching in the background and you're not talking in chat, say hi. Most of us don't fight, and we enjoy you being here. And if you haven't, smash that like button because it's free. And it definitely helps to get the video out a little bit better to more people. But if you want, say hello in chat and let's chat. Alright. Can you guys hear me okay today? There we go. Heart is done. Can you see the shadow lines where I undercut that and then use the fine burr to detail in there? Those shadow lines put so much depth that I love that. Yeah, it's deep, but the shadows give separation. Looks like it's pulled away from the wood. God, I love that. Love that in the windows. Nice. Awesome. Breakfast is ready. Yeah, try it. I love undercutting things. I love the fact that it gives you separation, it gives you depth. The shadow lines bring out character to it. So if you're going to try it, give it a shot. There are T-burrs that you can purchase. I don't know if you have them or not, but they look like this. You can get a cheap set of these off of Amazon for, I think, I don't know, it's $10 or $11. I do have a link down, but if you want to look them up, just look for T-burrs, and that's it. They're just a flat top. They go in. Here, let me grab a smaller one. I'll kind of give you a better look at it. So, like for the heart, T-burr just goes in, cuts under, go around, and it does really good, really well. Yep. Does really well. You will burn them out pretty quick if you go too deep, but they're still pretty good to use. And they are inexpensive, so you could actually buy a couple packs. And they come in assorted sizes, so that's cool. But yeah, can you guys hear me okay? I know last week I was having an issue with the mic, so if you can, just let me know. So what I think I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna, this side is done. I'm not gonna go any further back on this side. And the side with the heart, I'm just gonna leave that there. Sound is good? Awesome, thank you. So you guys tell me, I'm torn. So this side has two windows. You've got the two windows in front. You've got the heart up there. Really quick. Oh, nice, Miss Francis. You bought a pack of those? Very cool. What were they, about 10 or 11 bucks? I don't think they were very expensive. You think I should put a window down here? just to be a little symmetrical. Since I've got windows on this side, put a window on this side. Tell me in the chat if you think this needs a window. I'm waiting for chat. Yes, for balance. That's what I was thinking. So then, of course, I will go down here and put a window in. Now, I've talked about this before on the other lives where I've worked on this. I'm not putting a finish on this. I am going to send a pack of paints with it to Dot, because this is what she won on a live. And also, I'll do a short when I'm done, but I am going to use some hot glue and some moss that you can pick up anywhere, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to cover the top with moss, and that's going to come out really, really neat. And then she can either put a stain on this if she wants, or with the paints that come with it, she can paint it up however she wants. Completely customizable for her to do, or she can leave it the way it is. So, all right. Since we agree, let's get us another window. And you know what? I think I'm going to do another window with a window ledge. How do you guys feel about that? So I'm going to try and keep them about the same. So I'm not measuring, but what I'm going to do is I'm taking my pen and I'm marking the bottom of the ledge. So when I come over to this side, I can make it pretty close to the same distance from the bottom. Hey June, how are you doing? Thank you for being here. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but I will say this one is turning into one of my favorite carves. I'm really enjoying this one, and I'm really, really liking how it's turning out. And this window doesn't have to be huge. But like Land Rover said, I do believe it needed to be symmetrical. You know, maybe I'm going to make it a little bit wider. The nice thing, I love drawing on first, because you can see your mistakes, or you can see what you need to change before you put the cutter to the wood. Once you hit that wood with the cutter, you're done. That's where it's going to be. So now you can see I've got that drawn in a little bit, and I can go around that. Hey Dad, how you doing? I'm glad you're here, my friend. How are you feeling? So what I am going to do is I'm going to cut the window ledge out first. That way I've got that in its place, and then I can carve this area down here out to make it stick out more. Francis is getting crazy up in there in the messages. She's removing her own message. She's like, oh, snap. You know you said something wrong when you remove your own message. And I'm just messing with you, Miss Francis. I don't know what to say, but I just looked up and seen you hit that delete button, so I had to mess with you. Yeah, autocorrect cannot be a friend at times. So now just to show you if you can't see it. So I've got the window ledge marked out here, and I'm going to chunk out this bottom half to give depth to it. And then once I get that in place, get everything else in place, then I will start carving around for the window, leaving enough room to put the window panes in. So let me grab my flame burr. And I know pretty much everybody's probably subscribed to everybody, but everybody in this chat does some really exciting work. So if you guys want, make sure you put your links in the chat. So if for some reason someone's not subscribed to you, they can go to your channel and subscribe. It's all about helping everybody out on this one. If you're blue and you have a channel, you are more than welcome to share it. And if you're not blue yet, which I haven't seen anybody, you will be. You just got to get to know you first. We got too many people that come in and don't respect the channel. We can't make them as moderators Yeah, trolls get out. It's almost like Friday night. Friday and Saturday nights are when the trolls come out. I don't think many of them made it on Mike is making stuff yet. I didn't see many there. That was a pretty cool live. So now you can see how on this side, cut out here to make that window ledge stick out right there. And this side, I'm doing the same. So now it's dug out here. I'm going to take the window down a little bit before I get it deep and get that shaped up. Jen, are you talking about Mike's live or the Shoop's live? Mike's live was nuts. He had quite a few people on the panel last night. Hey, Rainy Ridge, good to see you. Thank you for being here. And like I said, if you're blue, share your channel. That way, if somebody has not subscribed to you, maybe they can. You can pick up a subscriber or two. So you probably, oh, the shoots? I didn't get a chance to be on the shoots. It's kind of sad that I missed it. When I draw out what I'm going to carve, I'll just show you this. If you can see it, I try to carve to the outside of it. That way I don't take the middle down or in too far and narrow it down. So when I draw something out, I carve to the outside of those lines just to keep the size correct and proportionate. And if that helps, try it. Oh, June, okay, you got your new wheelchair delivered? Good. Congratulations. And Jen, yeah, the shoots, they are hilarious, they are entertaining, and they make turning in their channel a blast. 100%. I like the shoots. I like them a lot. You know, there's so many awesome people in this crafting, woodworking community. It's amazing. And Mike last night, I think, had a really interesting topic, if you didn't see it. The topic was Mary Brown. How are you, Mary Brown? Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't. So Mike's topic last night was interesting. The topic was, who are you outside of YouTube? And I thought that was an interesting question, because who are you outside of YouTube? On YouTube, we're creators, we're trying to make things, we're trying to entertain you, we're trying to teach you, show you how to do different things. Awesome, Mary, thank you very much. And I will make you a moderator. You are now a moderator. Perfect. And I thought that was such a good topic. Who are you outside of YouTube? And conversations got pretty interesting. Come to find out that a lot of us are just boring. But that's all right. I am pretty much a homebody. And I'm okay with that. One thing that I did not know, and if you guys did not know this, bring it up to Mike on Mike is Making Stuff. Mike is a very, very talented artist. The man can draw like you would not believe. And it was nice finding that out about him last night. Yeah, it's very cool finding that. So now you can see when I round down this window ledge, the window is cut in, the bottom is cut out, and that way the ledge will stick out some. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw in the window panes and start taking this deep. And this is the fun part. You know, I don't know if I'm going to take this side as deep as I did the front and the other side. We're going to see. But this is where this is where it's fun and the details start coming out. And this is the enjoyable part of it. Take it down just a little bit more, just so I can flatten it out some. We're not going to go too much. The rest of the depth is going to come in with the window frame. And then of course, like everything else, we're going to undercut that also. Back and forth a little bit, just to roughen this up, round it up a little bit, and get rid of my pin marks. And for me, since this is kind of like mystical, I don't need my lines to be perfect. They're not going to be perfect. It's a gnome / fairy house that is carved and cut inside of a tree. So it needs character, not perfection. In my mind. There you go. Now I do think I'm going to bring that cross section there up a little bit because it's not too centered and that's a little bit more off than what I like. So that will come up a little bit. And that is why I draw on first. And that will be somewhat better. Not as off. Awesome. Let's get to it. I will be so happy for Dot once she gets this. You know, she's been a good sport about it, and she's been waiting. I did contact her and was like, look, it's just been way too cold to be in the garage carving. It's actually nice enough today to where it's cold, but I'm able to have the fan on to help blow the wood away. So that is a good thing. And remember, I'm trying to carve on the outside of my line. To help keep the thickness. And I'm just trying to get it slightly cut out now. I can take it deep and do the details after I start cutting out the wood. That's where a lot of the cleanup comes in. start cutting around the edge here so I can take these sections deeper to make the window pane stick out. You guys enjoying this? I'm having a blast. I'm really excited and happy you guys are here. Hey John, how's it going? How's your Saturday going, buddy? Alright, I'm going to switch burrs here because I have it outlined. Now I'm going to start taking it down. So now you can see, went ahead, cut around these sections here because those are getting cut out, those are getting taken deeper, which is going to give the window frame depth sticking out. It's going to give the window seal more depth, and then once I get it down to where I want it, it's going to get undercut like the rest of them. And I do believe putting another window in here to make it symmetrical was a great idea, and I believe that may have came from either Land Rover or Rainy. So either way, whoever suggested it or agreed with it, thank you, good call. John, did you say you agree with plywood? You don't hardly ever see anybody admit to that. No, plywood is a great guy. That was completely a joke. Alright, so now you can see how the depth is starting to come out. We're going to take this deeper. It's not all cleaned up yet, but it will be. I'm going to start taking this deeper and working on those frames. Oh, when was Plywood's wife's birthday? I missed that. Tell her happy birthday for me, my friend. Well, that's the first time that's happened. I just broke a burr. That's kind of fun. Alright, let's go with another one. I literally broke a burr. I cannot remember if I've ever broken a burr. I'm sure I probably have. But I can guarantee that was probably the first burr I've broke on a live. Definitely getting deep in here. This is probably going to be the depth of the windows. And that's alright, because it's going to be deep. She's deep, Scotty. She's deep. I've given it all I've got. Where that poor interpretation of the saying is from, please share it in the chat. Give it all she's got, Captain. I can't give more. Someone has to know where that's from. I can't be the only geek here that remembers that. Oh my goodness, nobody has said it in chat yet. Does that mean I am the only Star Trek fan? Scotty, yes! Yes! Good, I'm not the only one. Oh my goodness, I was afraid for a second. That's right. Geeks unite. But the nice thing about those T-burrs not only undercut, but the flat part will actually help you clean up your area. I'll show you that in a second. Right now I'm just basically trying to get this, for the most part, cut down and taken out. But the T-bird will clean it up nicely also. My hubby is a Star Trek geek, but he's made me watch enough times. Hey, you know what? I'm not mad at him, because I'm a big fan of the old Star Trek. I'm not a fan of a lot of the newer movies that they came out with years ago. But I'm not mad at him. Oh, let's see. All right. So now you can see the depth in that window is starting to come out really nice. I'm going to go through and start undercutting that and then clean it up. Yes, the old ones are better. They tend to ruin shows when they try to remake them. So now, you can see, I'm going through with this cutter before I undercut, and I'm just trying to clean up the bottom here so it's a little flatter. And then once I do that, I will go in, put in my undercut, and clean it up better. And keep working on that. Different bit. This one's smoked. This one is definitely smoked. So let's go with this one. This one is smoked too, but I think it's going to take out a better amount. I think I need to take my own advice and order some more T-birds. There we go. Oh! Almost dropped it in the lap again. I never learned. But at least I have an apron on this time. Heavy hands to land, you know? Sometimes, yeah. Like in this case, I'm kind of hurrying. I don't really know why I'm hurrying. But it's deep and it's hard sometimes to get in there with the tool. And I like getting those undercuts done. Because now I can go in with a fine burr and clean up around the edges and clean up some of the burr marks. And if you can see, I'm going in on kind of an angle. So where I undercut it, I can get this fine burr in and underneath, and that's where you're going to get your separation. Hey Heidi, thank you for being here. We were just all talking about how good your show was last night. Horrible when you get confused about which chat you're in. That's a very lost feeling. I know that all too well. So I completely sympathize with you. So what I'm doing now is I've pretty much have that out to where I want it. Hold on, I'm trying to do this awkward. All right. So I'm going to take the ball burr and I'm going to clean up inside of here to get rid of some of the burn marks and flatten it out a little bit more. And that's where I love these Cutco fine burrs, because you can get in here, clean it up, not chunk out a crap ton of wood. And I'm sure there's probably other fine burrs out there that everybody uses. I'm just partial to the Cutco. Now you can see how it's cleaned up in there pretty nicely. And now I'm going to put the fine flame burr back on and start rounding those edges so that they don't look so sharp. Mark the Maker, how you doing, my friend? Nice to see you and have you here. You know, I didn't think about it, but as I'm carving this, and it's a gnome house, fairy house, but if you take the top off, doesn't it kind of remind you of the Flintstones house? It really does to me. When I see it, when I look at it, I see Flintstones. Wilma! Now I just need to make a house for Barney Rubble, and we'll have a set going. So basically, I'm just trying to break. Let me show you. Or SpongeBob. Yeah, there you go. So I'm going to try and get close here. So if you can see these real sharp edges right here. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the fine burr, going around and trying to break down those edges to where they're A, less sharp, and B, just a little rounded to kind of blend in a little bit better, if that makes sense to you guys. I don't know how well you can see it, but I can see it pretty well here. And I like to stop and explain what I'm doing sometimes because you might not be able to see it that well. So I'm not taking out all of the roughness because that's actually part of the character of the piece. But at the same time, you know, I just don't think you want really sharp edges on something like this. So I went around the outside. Now I'm going to go around the inside, around this over just a smidge. And the window frame does not have to be perfect. I think little character flaws in a piece like this is what makes it look like the piece it is. Makes it unique. A little bit more cleanup to do, but what do you think? You got the front, got the side with the heart and the window, and then turning it over to the other side, we have two more windows. And yes, you can see right here I went through, but I think that's going to be okay. So I dig it. I dig how it is coming out. Thank you, Billy. So now what I am going to do is I don't think I'm going to carve bark in. I just think that's going to look a little too weird. Had I not have put a window over here, I would have done some bark. But what I'm going to do is I really want to keep this knot in here. I think I'm going to take one of my bigger burrs, like my 1/4 inch burr, lightly go over this, and it will put some different grooves in it and put texture lines. I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, Suzanne, thanks. You have a great day, and thank you for being here. And good luck on getting that completed. Hey, Ray and Sandy. Ray, how you doing? So, Ray, I know you had put a post up about people not able to see your chats. Just letting you know, I see it and you are visible. So I don't know if you got your issue resolved, but just know I can see you if you still needed to know. So I kind of want to show you. I don't know how well this is going to translate onto the video, but if you look right here, I am just going over this side, and it's putting some deeper grooves in that will eventually, maybe look like tree bark, whatever. It's just putting in some texture. So when it's painted over or stained over, it'll draw those lines out. However Dot decides to do it. Okay, good. I'm glad it's fixed. I am big into texture with my carvings. I believe when you add texture, whether you're staining it or painting it, it really brings out the depth and the character in a piece. Now, I'm going to bring you a little bit closer for a minute. I want you to see this. Now, I'm not going deep, but you can see right here, it's putting in those faint lines, and that's pretty cool. But now watch how I do this. I am taking the 1/4 inch burr, and I'm just running it over the edges to put those lines in. I'm not pushing enough to take out too much wood, but just enough. Here, watch this. I'm basically just running the burr over the wood so it puts those grooves in. You know what else is pretty cool? Liking the stream y'all get on. Oh, thank you so much. We have a good time. We enjoy that. The live is one of my things that I look to the most during the week, and it's really appreciated that people like it and appreciate it. I think it's nice because it gives people a little chance to hang out and talk. But thank you very much. Now, if you don't have a 1/4 inch burr, you do not have to have a 1/4 inch burr to do this. You can use your 1/8 inch burr. I just like using the 1/4 inch to do this. I think it gives a little more lines. And if you notice, there are some areas I keep my line straight going this way, and some I'm turning this way. What shows up will be the different textures. And for me, I don't like all of my lines going the same direction. So that's why I am doing it like this. Everybody does it their own, and you will find out what works for you. But that is why I do that. Hey, Soldier Farms. This is just a fine detail that I like to put in because I think it just adds to the character. You don't have to be crazy with it. It's just when someone picks it up and feels it and feels the lines in it, they see it, it's like, yeah, that is carved. So 2 questions. Soldier Farms, yes, the Vevor, except the Vevor 1200, which is the one that I have, you can put 1/8 inch shafts and 1/4 inch shafts. This is a 1/4 inch shaft that I have in here now, and that's the 1/8 inch shaft. It fits both. It's basically like a drill press chuck, so you can use both. And is this a Fordham tool? No, this is the Vevor 1200 flex shaft. It's just the one that I got, and I like it. I love it. Pilato, how's it going? I will take the motor down and show you the motor real quick. Give me a second. Oh, I'm wrapped up. All right, so here's the motor. It's pretty hefty. It's got your on and off switch here. And it also has what I like before I broke it and have not taken the time to fix it yet. This has a forwards and reverse button. So a lot of times when you're spinning your piece around, you can eliminate that just by going from forward to reverse and cutting in the opposite direction. But I broke that on my own, so I need to fix it. That is not something I can complain about Vevor about because, well, I did it. And then this comes with a foot pedal that is stationed on the floor. So all I have to do is put my foot on it, take my foot off of it, and it works well. Amy, how are you doing? Yes. The Vevor 1200 does have access to the brushes if you need to change them, which is really nice. And the one that I got, it came with a kit. And it provides you with extra brushes. It provides you with a bunch of stuff. And it was only like $70 or $80. So it's the one that I have linked. It comes with some burrs and stuff, some beginner burrs. But I do have it linked on this live somewhere. And I have the Kutzel burrs linked also. But as far as the Fordham, I can't tell you which is better, this one or that one, because I've never used it. And I'm not gonna do that. I like the Vevor, but I can't compare. Now, I've never had a Dremel flex shaft, but I did have a Dremel when I first started, and I liked the Dremel. The problem is, it was just one of those really big, bulky Dremels, and it was hard to get into areas. This flex shaft, which I'm sure is the same with Dremel, just makes it so much easier to get into small areas like this and like this. So yeah, if anybody is looking to get into a flex shaft, do your research. Thank you, Pilato. Do your research and pick what you like. I personally do like the Vevor because I have not had any problems with it. Yes, Soldier Farms. It comes with the foot pedal, which I like. The only thing is I've got to get, I still am not used to it. Sometimes I'll sit here and I'll just move my foot, hit the pedal, and then the flex shaft will just start going right across the table. Or it's landed in my lap before. So I have to personally remind myself where to put my feet. But other than that, it's really nice when you're carving. You watch, no on and off. There, my foot's on the pedal. Carving. Doing some work. No on and off button. I'm done. Remove my foot. Let it stop, and then you set it down. So yeah, it's nice. But I think I'm gonna call this done. Thank you, Raja. Thank you for hitting the like. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna call this completed. Now that is the front. That is what would be the right side. And then here is the left side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run in. I'm probably not going to do this on the live because I don't want to take 15-20 minutes getting everything together. But I'm going to get my hot glue gun. Yes, I have a hot glue gun. And moss. Moss you can get from Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, wherever, your craft store. And I'm going to take some moss and hot glue some moss onto the top of this. And then I'm going to call that done. Package it up, get some paints together, send them out to Dot, and her giveaway piece is complete. So, yeah, this is it. And if anybody's wondering why I put a heart in the carving that I'm sending to Dot, it is not intended just for Dot. I am putting a heart into every carving that I do because it's sending somebody a little bit of love. Hopefully put a smile on their face. So, do you seal your work before you paint? A lot of times, no. And a lot of times, all I do is with this, like if this was going to be for me, I would not paint this one. I'm sending her paints as the option. But what I would do is, and I don't know if I have any cans floating around, I think I am out, but I just use a clear coat and spray over this because I like the natural wood tones to come out. And when you put a clear coat on it, just a spray can of clear coat, it really pops the grain, it pops the wood, it pops the different features in the wood and in the windows. Sometimes it darkens the inside and not the outside, so it gives that much more depth. Now, oh, thank you for the jewels, Soldier Farms. Thank you. Now, if I were to paint this, I would do a wash. I would, for the most part, do a wash paint job. I wouldn't go crazy with a thick paint on this because I really don't want to take the grain, the grooves and stuff. So I might take some white paint, black paint, whatever colors I decide to choose, and put water into it. Thin it down enough to where you're gonna get that painted look, that antiqued painted look, but yet you're still gonna let some of the wood through. So if I was to use black, I would water down the black, gently put it on to where that black's gonna pop through, but yet the wood grain and everything will still pop out. So there's very few pieces that I paint. Not to say that I haven't, because I have, but on something like this, I would generally clear coat it, leave it natural, and see how it turns out. If I didn't like it, then I might do a little whitewash top coat over the clear coat, but that just gets determined afterwards. I never go into a project thinking I'm going to carve this to paint it. I kind of let the project tell me what it needs and then go from there. But I'm a big fan of leaving it natural the best I can. So that was a very long-winded explanation of that, but I thought the different techniques warranted it. I don't understand when people fully paint wood carvings. May as well be a plastic molded casting. It's the wood that gives its beauty. So I'm going to agree with you 100% on that. But I have done, and if you look through some of my shorts and some of the other lives over Halloween time, I have done some Halloween carvings, like pumpkins, some scary monsters. I carved my rendition, if you've ever seen it, of oh, I can't remember the name of the movie. Hold on a second. So I guess what I'm getting at, let me find this. Some carvings do require paint, and I'm all right with that. But something like this, 100% agree that I want the wood, I want the character to be the star, not the paint, because you're right. Why not just have a plastic mold or something? What is that character's name? It's killing me now. Hold on, I'm looking through my... It's one of my favorite ones. So I did do a Knights Templar. The Knights Templar, that got painted slightly. The shield and the mask got painted. And then I did a Ghost Lady for Halloween. That one got painted because it needed to. It needed some black and it needed white fading on it. And then, yes, the Jeepers Creepers monster. If you've ever seen the Jeepers Creepers franchise, I carved the Jeepers Creepers character. That one for sure got painted. So it really depends on what you're carving and the purpose for it. I also did a jack-o'-lantern that was on top of a tree stump. Well, obviously, the jack-o'-lantern got painted an orangish color, and that one was unique because I actually set that on fire. I set that bad boy on fire for some of the characteristics that I wanted to pull out of that. So 100% I do agree that painting is not the first option on wood carvings, but there are carvings that you're doing that you have in your mind that you may picture painted. This one for sure is not one. And that's a good point, Mark. Mark says he always adapts his paint to the type of carving. Yeah, and that is a very short way of explaining what I just tried to explain for the last 5 minutes. So thank you, Mark. Thank you very much. Scary Monster Self-Portrait. Yes, the Scary Monster Self-Portrait is on the books for next Halloween. I'm going to practice that one. And really, it's not that hard. I just got to make something really, really ugly, put some Halloween paint type stuff on it, and then call it Delan. And it'll be perfect. Yeah, that was funny. All right, but hey, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for this hour and a half. I truly do appreciate it. If you haven't, hit that like button. So yeah, Jeepers was awesome. I particularly like the first one. And my favorite scene out of that before I go for Jeepers Creepers, because I'm a big horror fan. I love horror. You guys know, or you don't know, I used to run a haunted house and I just loved it. I used to build props, do makeup and all that. But for Jeepers Creepers, before I go, my favorite scene is when the two actors pulled into an old lady's house, and she was like the old cat lady. I mean, she was scary on her own. And the camera would pan over the cornfield, and you just see the scarecrow. You see nothing but corn. There's fog, and it's backlit. And then as it pans back, holy crap, as it pans back, that scarecrow is now the Jeepers Creepers, dude. Freaky. And I love it. I love it. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. And I appreciate having the conversation in chat. This has been fun. And I do hope you guys have enjoyed watching this. I know I've done it over a couple of weekends, but I've really enjoyed it. So thank you. Awesome. Spoiler alert. What's the spoiler alert, Pilato? Oh, real quick. You guys are going to keep me on here even longer. So if you were not on Mike's Making Stuff's live last night, you're probably not going to know this, but I was very impressed last night with Pilato. Pilato is actually an author, if nobody knew that, and he has published a kid's book, and I believe he has a second one in the process of being published. So kudos to you, Pilato, and I did not know that up until last night. and it was very impressive. So thank you. But now, after that, I'm gonna go. I gotta get some food. I gotta get some stuff done around the house. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. And have a good weekend. I may try to go live tomorrow and work on something, but I appreciate you guys. All right. Have a great weekend. If I don't see you, try and be safe and get out there and get creating. Make something, build something, carve something, pour some resin. Just get in your space and enjoy your time. Have a great day.